have certain days, like we weren't able to go to Earhart. But the whole month of July was all blocked out. The first half of August was all blocked out. And then it was like 15.
Growing.
I know growing tomatoes. Oh god, it's horrible. Have you met Kayla?
I've met you a long time
Yeah, a long time ago. I know, right? Bring them down.
Yeah, I'm the one who I know him.
I know. It's a little different with the head, but you know.
Is he moving the car?
Yeah, he's gonna put it. Okay. I know. We have to do this not so quickly. I know. I know exactly. I know exactly. You know what? I even had you talk to Mike too. I have it. You know, I know.
Well, see, I haven't been able to do it for a very long time.
These guys want to explore. I think that's what happens when they let them out.
We are here today to say that regardless of your political party, your ethnicity, your race, age, sexual orientation, gender identity, religion, national origin, or ability, we are here to stand united against hate.
And with that, we have a powerful program for you today. We're going to kick it off today with Chris Wilson, who is the Associate Director of Alliance San Diego. Thank you for being here, everyone.
How are you today? Are you here for love and peace? I want to say thank you to my friends and family at the LGBT Center for putting on this event today. We need to stand against hate in all forms, against all people. Hate no one, love everyone, right? Today we're here to send a message to the world, not just to Washington, D.C., to the world, that we will not stand down in the face of hate. We will not bow down. We will not cower. We will not hide. We will stand together and love each other. We say we are standing together. Today, we will not let hate and violence divide us. We are here for unity. Repeat after me. The fight for it is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and respect each other.
We must love and respect each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
I want you to say it again. I want you to say it like you were standing with Assad Shakur in Cuba. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and respect each other.
We must love and respect each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Anyone spreading hate and violence does not stand for peace and unity, and we need to run them out of our community. Hate, go home! Hate, go home! Hate, go home! Hate, go home! Keep it going while I introduce the next speaker. I'm proud to stand with this woman, and she leads the fight for civil liberties and social justice. Please welcome Norma Chavez Peterson.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. I love to see a street full of good people here in San Diego. We have all been shaken and deeply hurt by the hateful actions of white supremacists in Charlottesville, Virginia last weekend. We come together today like the city of Boston did yesterday. Yes, to mourn the lives senselessly lost and agonize for those harmed both physically and emotionally. We come together united in our commitment to peace, to inclusion, equality, and justice for all people. Is that right? I'm the executive director of the ACLU of San Diego and Imperial County. Norma Chavez, in case you didn't know my name. Our country's greatest strengths are the diversity of its people and the principles of equal
We
dignity.
lost a light. So let's spend a moment, just a moment, remembering and recognizing Dick Gregory. May his memory to the tireless civil rights activism that he spent his whole life committed to, may that move us not just to be blessings in the world, but may it move us to action. So let us take just a moment. I'm talking to you this afternoon wearing 3 hats or 3 yarmulkes, as the president of United Way, as a faith leader, and as a Jew. Live united. To be better, we must live united. And that is the message going out from every United Way across the country, that we join in living united. So now, I think the same thing, wow. So United Way is super powerful. So now I want to tell you about a professor named Lawrence Ware. He's the co-director of the Africana Studies program at Oklahoma State University. He's a progressive philosopher and writer, and he is absolutely has a message for us. I'm going to quote you what he said. Get ready. He said, "Silent marches are fine. Prayer is nice. Keeping us in your hearts is a lovely gesture. But once you're done marching, praying, and thinking, I need you to fight white supremacy." He said, "No more attending churches that are silent on racism." He said, "No more listening to pastors that are silent on Trump." He said, "No more paying tithes to..."
How are you doing, San Diego? First, we have to acknowledge the land on which we stand was once Pueblo land. You are here because you reject that moral corruption. You understand that what happens to one of us happens to all of us. In the words of Frederick Douglass, one of our great civil rights leaders, if you shackle someone's ankle, the other end is tied to your neck. Our White House fails to understand that principle. Our White House thinks that you can shackle the ankles of all of us, and that seemingly he is untouched by that hatred and that ridicule and that shame. He is not. And you are here today because you send that message to our president. That injustice. Not just us. We are all Americans. So what is this white guy doing standing up here talking about the Pueblo Indians and Frederick Douglass? That's right. I'm a transgender man. And I know well the rejection of being transgender, even in the gay community. And I want you to know how far we've come and how much we've grown. And I do not want you to forget, particularly my transgender sisters of color. That's right. We do not survive in this environment.
You know, this has to be, what, the 10th or 12th worst week since 45's been in office?
Talk into the
Can
microphone.
we do this louder?
Yeah!
Hello, family. I think this might be the 10th or 12th worst week since we've had the worst president ever. And I'm happy to be here with you in spite of that today. As Fernando said, I am a black, gay, Christian man. Come on! I am all American. And I am proud to be with you here today. Because I know that all of us together with all that I am and all that you are, we will prevail. Now, I know it is a very dark time in America. We're in the midst of a dark and dangerous storm. I call it Hurricane 45. It is swirling racism, anti-Semitism, xenophobia, all kinds of phobia. It is sweeping hate across our nation. We could give up, we could be discouraged, but Dr. King told us that only when it's in the darkest can we see the stars. Never surrender. So your presence here today tells me that you're ready to do work. Not just here in sadness for the horrible things we witnessed in Charlottesville, but we know we have hate right here in San Diego. Hate crimes are up 11% right here in San Diego. We've got to come together. We've got to stay united. We have to resist. I would love to just freeze back in November of 2008 on that magical night and say, we beat racism. I would love to go back to that beautiful June a couple years ago and say, we have equality for all. I'd love to go back a little bit more than a year ago and see the first woman nominated as the National Party's president. And say that we have broken the glass ceiling. But that's not the moment we're in. We're in this moment. And I'm glad we're in this moment because I think we have what it takes to finally put an end to racism and homophobia and anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. Let's finish the job together. Let's do it in this moment. Dr. King also said to us, because this doesn't end today as you've heard, that if you can't do great things, do simple things in a great way. So I want to give you 4 simple suggestions. My biases. Join the San Diego Black LGBT Coalition if you're not a member. We need you. Boycott the NFL because we know that's not anti-patriotic. It is American. Register to vote. Be sure to vote. Get the job done. And lastly, I think the most important thing that has happened for the LGBT community, that is a motto, is we come out. And so I need you all to come out as we move into this fall. When you're sitting at the Thanksgiving table, or the Hanukkah table or the Christmas dinner table and say, Grandma, we don't say that anymore. Uncle Joe, no, he didn't deserve that. No one deserves that. Come out as anti-racist. Come out for all. Equality for all. Come out. We can do this. Let's do this. Let's beat 45. And if I do my job, I will introduce the wonderful council member for the 3rd District in this community, Chris Ward.
But we've also heard from the people who aren't going to white supremacist rallies, but who have been sucked into the idea that white supremacy is not just normal, but we lift them up as heroes. Here's the thing though. Here's how they give themselves away. They claim to be worried about erasing history, but they haven't recommended a monument condemning hate, condemning slavery, condemning the neo-Nazis, condemning anti-Semitism, condemning homophobia, condemning the idea that raising up an army in the name of racial supremacy, specifically to destroy our United States. None of that. If they were truly committed to history, they would call for a statue of Lincoln. But they aren't. They aren't proposing statues for emancipation, heroes of LGBT equality, heroes of organizing labor, heroes of the civil rights movement, heroes of the great generation who fought Nazis and liberated the concentration camps, not once. They don't want to honor justice or equality. We are here today because this is not who we are. And no matter what they try to do, this is not what we will become. Not again, not now, not ever. It has been an overwhelming month, amid an even overwhelming year. But the resolve that I see with all of you here today and that we have here in San Diego and across our country gives me hope. I believe, San Diego, we will continue to be a place that welcomes and protects everyone. Thank you for standing up for here today, for everyone under threat, because when we get there, and we will get there together. And now please welcome my sister and colleague, our first queer Latina fellow to join us on the San Diego City Council, Georgette Gomez.
San Diego, how are you doing today? Are you raged as well as I am? Because I am. We have to acknowledge love. And that's good. We need it. We need it to continue to address these injustices that have been occurring and will continue to occur until we rise up. And I am very grateful that you all are here because it's about showing up. It's about pushing us electeds to do the right thing. I am proud to be joined for the very first time at the City Council to be the first queer Latina, Mexican-American daughter of immigrant parents. That yes, they came here with no documents, and no, they are not criminals. And so I am proud to share that story because it is important. It is important to speak our own truth, and I wanna challenge you to do that because that's the only way that we're gonna be able to create a better world, a world that includes everybody, all our stories, in a way that it's in a compassionate way, a respectful way, and I know we can do that. Can we do that?
So round of applause to the organizers for this event. Thank you guys, all of you, all the nonprofit groups, everyone coming together, gay, straight, Republicans, Democrats, doesn't matter where you came from, everyone standing up today to say we're San Diego stands on the issue of hate. And everybody, I'm going to be pretty brief because you all have been standing for a long period of time. You're standing in the sun. It's a Sunday. I know that rhymes with fun day. I'm going to be very, very quick. But I'm here because this is so important. The speakers today have laid it out for you. My friends Norma and Chris and Rabbi Lori and Chris Ward and Georgette Gomez, Matt Stevens, Dwayne Crenshaw, everyone laying on the line for what these last week has been for San Diego and what we must do as a community. And it's important, I want to ask you all before we conclude, because I know why we're here today. We're here in part because we're not so happy with what's going on back in Washington, D.C. But we're also here because of Heather Heyer. And so I want to ask you to just take a moment. I want you to take her name and put it in your heart, and let's have a moment of silence for the young woman who was killed just a week ago. That was an impromptu flyover, everybody. Heather wrote on her Facebook, if you're not outraged, you're not paying attention. Well, Heather, we're paying attention. We're lifting your name up to make sure no one ever forgets to stay outraged, to stay woke, to resist, to persist, and to vote. And everybody, today's event was put together by a group of nonprofits from every corner of this community, because we wanted to send a very, very clear message. This is for all the television cameras and all the reporters who are here, for everyone who's tweeting and Facebook Living. The message is extremely, extremely clear. An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. And so while we think about Heather and the 2 state troopers that lost their lives last weekend, we hold them in our hearts. We know that this administration would seek to empower Nazis and white supremacists, because this is the administration that brought us the Muslim ban, that's breaking up families and deporting undocumented folks, that we have 23 million people who are terrified about their health care being taken away from them, that we have Planned Parenthood that doesn't know if it's going to continue to have funding or not to provide health care services for women and for men. And then we have a president that just recently said to trans service members that they cannot be in the military, calling them an inconvenience. Listen, I don't know anybody who stands in the breach, who wears that uniform, that could ever be called an inconvenience or a burden. They are fighters for our freedom, and we stand with them. An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. So we're here today, this afternoon, to say enough is enough. And we're here to say that if you come for one of us, you're coming for all of us. Now, this event is about intersectionality. And I always like to remind folks, because sometimes you see me on TV with the suits and the nice hair, and they forget I'm the son of a maid and a gardener, that I'm the city's first Native American, Filipino, Puerto Rican, Dutch gay guy ever been elected to anything. And so while the last week, or even the last 8 months, or maybe the last 2 years, may give us a lot of reasons to be afraid and to be scared, I don't stand on this stage afraid or scared. I don't stand in front of this audience afraid or scared. Are you afraid or scared? No! No, we are not that. We are not that. Because why? Because we live in America's finest city. We live in a city where when we discovered we had a Confederate memorial, it took them 24 hours to take it down. Thank you, Chris Ward. And we live in a city where we have a councilwoman, Georgette Gomez, who's standing up against this wall. Where y'all going to be in September, everybody? Back it up, Georgette. September 19th. I was listening, honey. I got you. I got you. I don't know about you all, but I'm thrilled and honored to be in California. Well, I want you to know, I bring you apologies on behalf of my colleague, Tony Atkins, State Senator Tony Atkins. You know, she's got a big bill up this week, and I'm flying up tomorrow morning to go vote for her bill, which would create $250 million annually for affordable housing, because it's all about intersectionality. We're all struggling under this housing crisis, everybody. Thank you, Tony. I'm standing up here proud of where I am because I'm a San Diegan, because I'm a Californian, because we have SDPD here protecting us. And SDPD, thank you so much. We appreciate you. These events, in part because I need to, because I can't watch CNN for 5 more minutes. It's going to drive me crazy. I come to these events because you guys are so incredible with these signs and the creativity, and they give me strength, and your Twitter feeds give me strength, and I think all of us together feel strength when we're together like this. But you all are here, you are present, and I appreciate that. But now what must we do? We must act. We must act, we must act, we must act. And the most important way we can act is to what? What's the most important thing we can do? What's the most important thing we can do? I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. I want you to show up at the polls. Everybody, you need to understand, bad elected officials are elected by good people who do not vote. It is that simple. And even in this state, 75% of you showed up to vote last November, which means 1 in 4 of you did not. And so we need you to vote. So what are you going to do? Vote. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We have organizations around the perimeter here with folks who will register you to vote. We have organizations that will help you understand the issues, that will get you involved. So it's Planned Parenthood, and Alliance, and the ACLU, and the Center, and everyone who is here. Please, there is no reason not to act. We need you to act. We need you to vote. Now I'm your last speaker, remember, so this is it. Me and a beer. That's all that's left between you and the rest of your day. I'm going to keep chanting now. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are you going to do? Thank you, San Diego. Thank you for being out here. We love you. Good night.
Makes America great. Love, not hate. Makes America great. Love, not hate. Makes America great. Love, not hate. Makes America great.
We should get one with pink.
Stand together. Stand together. Why don't you
You guys are awesome.
I love the art.
Oh my god, no! Wait, Natalie! Did you see this one?
Oh, you're looking, you're not taking.
There were, it was, I swear to God, there were 100,000 candidates. Oops, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.